Wanted to bring you some reporting on a super classy and really just perfect development yesterday. Shortly after Bernie Sanders announced he was suspending his campaign, about an hour afterwards, an invite went out to former Hillary staffers, inviting them to join a Zoom call called Bye Bye Bernard. The accompanying email read, he's finally gone again. Join for a celebratory toast if you can. And yes, you can loop, meaning you can loop in other people. You know what I actually appreciate is one of the most annoying parts of yesterday was watching all these people that you know absolutely hate Bernie Sanders and his movement and everything. Alyssa Milano and all these people out there like, he's such a great leader and we respect and admire him.
Warren,
so, like,
Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, I mean, they're just totally, at least these people are honest, right? I think it was ultimately canceled after BuzzFeed reported on this. But also the other piece of this is they mentioned these staffers worked in almost every one of his competitors' campaigns, Kamala and Andrew Yang and Elizabeth Warren. And it just shows you how, you know, it makes it less surprising in a way that none of the other competitors, including the anti-establishment ones like Andrew Yang, ultimately backed Bernie, because there's like an infection of all of these Hillary people and all of the Democratic establishment people that absolutely irrationally hate his guts and have Bernie derangement syndrome.
It really is, that's right. It is Bernie derangement syndrome. They hate him so much. I genuinely think they hate him more than they hate Trump. I truly do. Because it's like, they're like, he robbed us of the election, all this. And again, like looking from the outside, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, you guys should hate yourselves for believing in such a defunct ideology.
I think on some level they probably
honestly,
do.
They all do hate themselves. That's why they worked for that person. But yeah, I mean, so much of their politics is so ridiculous and out of step that they hate anybody who dares challenge them. And I think that's what it's all about. I mean, you know, right now everybody's kissing Trump, but at the beginning, I remember so much of it was like, how dare he try and challenge Jeb Bush or the consultants or so many of these Wall Streeters that had dominated the party for so long. And I think that if he had lost, it would have been the same way. That if anybody who had backed him would have been tarred and feathered as an irrational idiot. And so it's really interesting to see that the establishments of both parties really behave so much of the same way. And that these campaign staffers who worked for failing look at their judgment. They went from one failing campaign to another failing campaign in almost every single case.
A bunch of them lined up with Beto and Kamala, Liz.
And all of them will get jobs in the Biden administration.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they think about, regular people. And I think it's always important to remember that. Is that sometimes the establishments of your own side are even more hostile to you than the opposition party.
Absolutely.
And that's, I mean,
never forget that.
That's really what this was all about. I saw Republicans out there being like, farewell, Bernie. You know, he fought a good campaign on. And the Hillary staffers are like, bye, Bernard.
Bye, Bernard. Like I said, at least they're being honest. I mean, I sort of appreciate that. It's also funny, though, because, you know, I don't know who exactly was in this invite, but these are exactly also the type of people that populate cable news and are put on as neutral observers, right? Every time I was on CNN, it was like, oh, Crystal's a Bernie backer. Like, let's make sure we know that. But they never disclose that about, like, that Paul Begala hates Bernie Sanders or that Karen Finney hates Bernie Sanders. That part of it is never disclosed, but it's always, like, used as a way to dismiss anyone who is at all supportive of his campaign. But the others just get to be, you know, the people who are on these like bye Bernard calls. They just get to be neutral observers, just calling balls and strikes.
They're political professionals. What are you talking about? They have experience. They have former DNC whatever. See, this is how it works. They stack the deck this way. They make them look apolitical and all this, and it's all ridiculous. And it's always good whenever little bits leak out to tell you exactly what they think about you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tomorrow on Rising, we'll discuss the legacy of Bernie Sanders' campaign with friend of the show, Kyle Kulinski, makes his debut back on Rising.
And journalist Matt Taibbi is going to join us to describe how we're institutionalizing the unfairness of the economy. He has left Rolling Stone. He's doing his own thing now, so we're going to talk to him about that as well. Please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. And we hope you guys have a great day.